here's something for all of you who believe in sun science. 6th of October, birthday of Sir Richie Benaud, birthday of Tony Greig. They should be similar, right? You couldn't get two more different broadcasters, two more different cricketers. They were both tough players. Not enough is mentioned about what a fine cricketer Tony Greig was, but just two completely different personalities. If you needed 10 words, Richie Benaud used 6. And nobody, absolutely nobody played the pause better than the legendary Benaud. Sometimes we'd watch Benaud, we'd look at him, we'd listen to him because he was the torchbearer for an entire generation. And what Benaud didn't say, and you can see I'm trying to speak a little softer when I speak of Benaud, and I'm trying to play the pauses myself. What Benaud didn't say was just as important because the pictures were saying it all. And Benaud would just pause. Benaud owned the next moment. Benaud didn't need to grab the next moment, he just owned it. What about Tony Greig? Tony was very different from the image that you have of Tony Greig. Tony was a good old-fashioned cricket lover and nobody prepared for a cricket match more than Tony Greig did. He knew his numbers, he thought through, he was always in tune with the latest in technology, he was always with the video analyst, he was always trying to find different things. One day he showed me a photograph, just a frame of a cricket ball that had not even touched the ground, and the next frame was the ball above the ground, and he said, how can ball tracker work with these cameras? He was always there. He knew everything about hot spots, but Tony was up, wasn't he? Tony was always up there. Tony was creating excitement, and sometimes when there was no excitement, Tony would say, right, now how can we make this exciting? If he thought nobody's watching this telecast, Tony would say, let's rile up a few people, let's provoke them. Not because he didn't like them, but because he thought that made the telecast more exciting. How would Benaud have done Desert Storm in Sharjah when Tendulkar was batting? That needed a Tony Greig. How would Tony Greig have done a wonderful little passage of play? Maybe that underarm ball where for the first time you heard Richie Benaud really passionate about what he was saying. Two completely different people, two people who came from different areas, one quintessentially Australian, spent his summers in England, one travelled the world, came from South Africa, captained England, fell in love with Sri Lanka and became an Australian citizen. They probably came together during the Packer series that threw them together, and then they were part of a quartet of commentators that I think will remain unmatched. Laurie, Chappell, Greig and Benaud, and that is why we all fell in love with Channel 9. Both born 6th of October. And both, when they left this world, would say, wow, we enriched it, certainly in the field of broadcasting and certainly in the field of playing cricket.